Have you ever been afraid to use a new skill that you've learned? Have you ever been afraid of what other people might say if you started doing something different, if you set out on a new path, if you decided to be different from everyone else? Have you ever felt that sense of, well, I wonder if people are going to accept me if I do this, or I wonder what they might say if I do this? Well, this is normal, and this is what we call a fear of rejection and a fear of criticism. There's also a sense of a fear of failure. That is, what if I try this and it doesn't work? What if I try this and I look stupid or I get embarrassed? Right? So these are very normal fears. You've read about them, you've heard about them before, but they're very real. It doesn't matter if we read about them or heard about them, they're a part of our life. And they often prevent us or keep us from growing, from doing things that you and I need to be doing things that we're capable of doing, from doing things that can help us become the people that we're capable of becoming. So, my name is Michael Williams, and in this video, the second part in our three-part course, we're going to be looking at this particular topic, and that is, have the courage to use your new speaking style. That is, have the courage to use your new speaking style. That is, to start speaking more proactively. What in the world am I talking about? Well, if you recall, in my programs, in my private intensive coaching, and in my courses, I take you through three phases. The first phase is developing a new speaking style, right? The second phase is to be able to access that new speaking style on demand. Whenever you want, you can access it, right? But we don't want to stop there. The third phase is to make it automatic so that you can use this style without thinking about it. You can speak without thinking about speaking or stuttering or whatever. Now, what I found with my clients is that many of them experience this fear, this hesitation or doubt as to what people are going to say when they start using their new speaking style. This is in phase one and phase two. So what actually prevents them from speaking well is this fear or this doubt of, well, what's going to happen if I use the new speaking style? Often, many of the people that my clients are around speak fast, right? And so if they were to speak a little slower, speak a little differently, they might stick out. Also, some of my clients' family members or friends may look at them and go, well, what are you doing? Why are you speaking like that now? So there's this kind of hesitation as to, okay, this is a little different. Do I want to start using this new style, or do I just want to continue speaking the way I have been speaking? So what I want to challenge you to do in terms of thinking more proactively is to have the courage to actually use this new style, because you will develop it if you follow the protocol. If you follow the program, you will develop a new speaking style. And you'll be in situations where you'll need to challenge yourself to use this new style, to use the proactive speaking techniques. And what will be stopping you is your comfort zone, right? Your comfort zone, along with these different little fears. Well, what's somebody going to say if I start using my hands, or if I start speaking with more energy? I'm so used to speaking in this monotone way, or I'm so used to being quiet, or I'm so used to kind of, not saying a lot, that what are people going to say if I start to speak up? Okay? And those thoughts alone can cause one to not step out and use this new style, to try this new style. And I can tell you right now that that one barrier, right, this one frame of mind, this one attitude or pattern of thinking can prevent you from speaking well. Does that make sense? So that's why this proactive thinking is so important, because you can learn the techniques, but if inside you're afraid to use them for whatever reason, then you're never going to really develop the skill, right? It's a skill, it's an ability of speaking well, of speaking more proactively, of speaking more smoothly, fluently, and confidently. So you have to have the courage to step out and do it. All right? So very important. And that's the reason I'm sharing it with you in this video. And this is a short video, but I want you to ponder it. And it may not mean as much to you now, but as you work through either my intensive coaching or my course, or even a webinar, or even the videos, and as you start to work through and you get in a situation, you say, okay, I remember that I should do this, that I should start speaking like this. Think and try to get a sense of how you're feeling and what might be preventing you from trying this new style or trying this new technique. Sometimes it's that, oh, I've tried that before and it didn't work, right? So that's another video. But in this video, I just want you to have the courage to step out and try it. Why? Now, why should you have the courage and how? How do you get the courage? Well, the reason why is because you want to look forward and say, okay, what kind of a life do I want to have? What kind of a life could I have if I spoke well, right? If I spoke well, what would I be doing? What would my career look like? What would my family, my relationships, how would I feel? And you think about that and you visualize that and you meditate on it because that's what's going to drive you, right? So by taking this one step now, this one step of courage and trying and using your new style, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking a step forward into that new life. Very important, very important. Now, how do you do it? Well, you have to keep reminding yourself of what life is going to be like, what it is going to be like, not what it might be like, what it is going to be like when you start speaking well. And you're in control of when you start speaking well and how soon you start speaking well, right? Because if you practice the things that I'm sharing with you, and then you go out and you use them in daily conversations, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a challenge, right? Sometimes it's not going to work. But so what? Anything worth learning, anything worth doing well is hard. It's difficult, right? So you go out, you try it, you use it. What eventually happens is you get better at it and it becomes more and more natural, okay? So you keep reminding yourself. So how do I get discouraged? Well, you just keep reminding yourself of what you're working towards, and then you just do it. You don't think about it, you just do it. Right? You don't try to reason or rationalize, well, what if this, what if, and why I should be doing this. You just do it because that's what's going to get you where you need to go. Thank you very much. I hope this has been helpful. This will mean more and more to you as you start to use and to implement proactive speaking techniques that you'll learn in some of my other programs. But this is proactive thinking, which has to come first and has to be there while you're learning the techniques. I'll see you in the next video.